There are beings known as Ayakashi. They cause peculiar phenomena and at times inflict harm. As a consequence, they have long been fearful beings. One could interpret their name as the Sharing Dead, for they merely seek the things they couldn't have in the places they once were. They simply want to share in the same blessings. This must be my punishment. In which case, there's only one thing to do. This is some rain, and to think it was sweltering earlier. I scratched my head and looked up at the sky, as if the good weather earlier were a dream. Large drops poured from the heavens and struck against the ground unceasingly.
Oh? Mr. YOINARA, whatever could you be doing out here?
Well, what does it look like? Still gazing up at the sky, I waved my hands in front of my eyes. My slight damp sleeves clung to my skin.
My, so you don't have an umbrella? That's a pity.
A pity, eh? Sounds like you don't intend to help.
Why? For how often we're together, do you really think me the sort of person who would help in such a situation? Well then, I will take my leave. You will be late as well if you don't hurry, Mr. YOINARA.
Pay no mind to me standing there. Tina left with a leisurely gait. Yep, that's just how she is. Guess I'll wait a little longer. Worst case, I'll go and get soaked. Increasingly filled with resignation as the sound of rain only got louder, a little sigh, and then 2 sets of footsteps broke through the sound, heading my way.
Mister. Mister.
You mean me?
Mister.
Mister? Oh, it's Misty, alright.
What you doing, mister?
I didn't bring an umbrella, so I can go to school. I'm stuck. Are you kids lost?
We're not lost, right? Right?
Nope.
Then what are you up to on this dreary morning?
Mister.
Not the best conversation I've ever had. Besides, I have to hurry or else I'll be late for class.
Mister!
Sorry, but I'm in a hurry. Hold up here and keep out of the rain. You should help your parents find you. It is still raining. But it's gotten better than before. You may just have to put up with getting wet. Ignoring the 2 fussing children, I sprinted off into the raindrops that fell harder and harder. I didn't want to deal with this nuisance.
Where are you going?
Riri's going too!
I managed to give the slip to the two chasing children and arrive at school. What was with those kids?
Oh, Yoi-chan! Morning!
Good morning, Mr. YOINARA.
Ah, ROKURO and Zero. Morning.
You look kinda like an overworked mop today, Teach.
It has been raining a whole lot. No umbrella?
It wasn't raining when I left.
That's why you gotta check the TV!
True. Well, you'll dry soon at any rate. Come on, get back to the classroom.
Right.
First period. Math, right? I'm not the best at teaching it, but I'm a fondness for mathematics. These buildings were old. To put it nicely, they had character. To put it meanly, they were falling apart. On rainy days especially, there were often places that leaked. And we didn't have many teachers nor students. I taught a class of second years, but there was effectively only one class per grade. Though naturally, separate teachers were needed for supplementary subjects like art. Yes, I'll get going.
Fifth period at last. Mr. YOINARA, what are you doing today?
At the end of each month at USAID Junior I, 5th, 6th period was a designated free period decided on by the teacher and students. You could have ethics lessons, or give time for self-study, or teach test-taking skills, or sort of things. Sometimes we even played cards. To be honest, the principal tended to be accepting of anything. Maybe this kind of thing is only possible because it's an underpopulated rural school. So, what will it be today?
Well, I guess I'll read them.
Reading? You mean your idol magazines, right?
Huh? How did you know?
Oh, that reminds me. I saw something in a magazine earlier.
Ah, giant pancakes. Those look delicious.
Hey, those are the ones Maki was eating. Yeah, they sure looked yummy.
I'm interested too.
Woo! Come over here!
He has suddenly brought up the subject of large pancakes featured in the magazine, drawing several people over.
Sheesh, they're so immature to be infatuated with pancakes at their age.
Yeah, I prefer fried chicken.
You should lay up the fried food too.
So hey, Riku, could I have you teach me today?
The grades seem fine to me, KARUTA.
I mean, I know you periodically get tutored, Riku.
You should teach MINO then.
Wow! You surprised me!
Considering your lack of will to learn, I don't exactly get the urge to teach you.
MINO's willing to learn, but where's her hide?
How do you even live among society? Fine then, I'll teach you both. Come on.
Woohoo!
Yay!
In addition to the pancake crew, there was another group gathering around Riku for tutoring. Seems they're truly treating this as nothing more than free time.
Yoi-chan, you bored?
I'm not bored. I've got a job of watching you guys.
But just watch it is boring, right?
Look, I told you.
Wanna play werewolf?
Werewolf.
Allow me to explain. First, the players are randomly handed out roles and cards. The basic roles are villager, werewolf, and seer. Seers and villagers are in the villager camp, while werewolves are in the werewolf camp. Villagers have no abilities. Seers can, at night, divine whether a player is a werewolf or a villager. And werewolves can eat anyone who's not on their side. During the day, everyone talks it out to determine who's a werewolf. If those in the werewolf camp hide their abilities and wipe out the villagers via executions or devourment, they win. And the villager camp wins if they identify the werewolves and execute them.
So if you're a werewolf, you've got to deceive people to survive. Got it?
It sounds pretty difficult.
You'll pick it up as you play. Normally, it spans several days, but let us adopt one night werewolf rules to play.
What do those entail?
Since night only comes once, you must definitively hang the werewolf in one day before nightfall. To be frank, it's quite different from normal werewolf, but we have precious few people, so oh well.
Being either saved or heated in a single day sounds brutal.
Hey, it's just that kind of game.
It seems this one's caught on lately.
There's all sorts of games out there these days.
As for the participants, let's have Sir ROKURO, Sir Zero, Mr. YOINARA, and how about you two?
My, would you be alright with me?
Tina feels like she'd be a adept at this game, judging from the explanation.
I don't need to play, do I?
Well now, this game is more fun the more people you have. Aren't you lonely all by yourself?
Who's all by herself? If you're asking for a fight, I'll give it to you.
Kashima's so susceptible to agitation.
Under the Night 1 rules, 2 rules will be added on top of the ones I gave before. First, the thief. They can trade cards of any one person. However, they won't know what the person's role is in advance. Second, the psycho in the werewolf camp. Yet, the seer sees them as a villager. A real troublesome fellow. However, the werewolf doesn't know who's the psycho, and the psycho doesn't know who's the werewolf. But since it's a one-night werewolf, the seer will be able to divine whether the psycho is a psycho. In fact, the seer is able to divine everyone's exact roles. But still, the werewolf doesn't know who's a psycho, and the psycho doesn't know who's a werewolf. Actually, there are other rules that form a third camp, but it'll get rather complicated. So perhaps we could stick them in once we learn how to play.
I wrote some notes on the rules, so make use of them.
Tremendously thoughtful! Lastly, in One Night Werewolf, there are 2 extra cards in the deck. The leftovers remain in a face-down state. Only the seer can know what's on these cards, or the thief, if they steal a face-down card. But of course, should they pick one of these, they can't divine the role of another player.
I'm a bit fuzzy on it still, but I believe I'll follow.
The ultimate division of cards will be 2 villagers, 2 seers, 2 werewolves, 1 thief, and 1 psycho. 8 cards in total. Now let's play around!